Leve. Howdly doodly, every pony. We are back for, I guess, as Soulstrings was saying, season 2 of the Slaughtering stream. So, hello, every pony. We are going to be looking at all in chronological order. We've got one 2022 song, Hello Gargod. We've got one 2022 song, Cupcakes feather cover with a video. So we're going to be checking out the visuals of a death step. That's new to me. I'm sure I've heard of that before, but I don't know. G'day, Camelid. All right. Oh, whoa. Yes. Okay, so there's the Koroki. I don't know. Aternak. Yes, so. It is a. There you go. Gargod, of course, is the first one to notice that I just threw up. I threw up all over Ponytown. But no.
Ponytown.
He said Ponytown.
I mean, if it's spelled like that, is it pronounced the same way you say dawn? Like Ponytown.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, tawn, like dawn. Alrighty then. So let us just get right into this. I want to see what the visuals is, because I recognize this. Have we heard this song before?
Yep. It was a SoundCloud link, if I recall correctly. Now it has a video, and it's like photosensitive, like epilepsy warning and like seizure warning and stuff. So it's gonna be
sweet
experience.
All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see how this works. Let's take Ponytown off the screen so we can see.
I wonder if the addition of the video will make this experience more like immersive or something.
I don't know. Let's find out. Fuck it. Okay. Cool. Shout out to Vice Comment for the sick visuals. Okay. It's pretty intense. Just like in the first few seconds.
Masterful infusion, a concoction of your body and my insanity. Do you even realize I'm so glad you're enjoying all the fun. Look how fast your heart is beating. Hold on to your hats, you're not quite done. Do you even realize that you're I'm so glad you're enjoying all the
So that's pretty fucking cool.
This goes much harder than it was without the video. Holy shit.
Yeah, for real. This is that's
this
really,
type of
really
music
neat.
definitely works so much better with visuals, with like this like intense type of like crazy acid visuals. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get exactly what you're saying. It's I don't know. I almost think it's necessary because I remember listening to this song and being bored out of my mind. I'm convulsing right now. That's awesome. That's how you know it's working. That's how you know that that's some good ass music right there.
That also means you had to not watch it if you're convulsing. I mean, the seizure warning was probably there just for you.
Right.
I mean,
Specifically for you, Gargon.
unironically, take care, dude. Like, if you're convulsing, just like stop watching for a second and like take a breath and I don't know.
All right. Let's keep going. This is interesting as fuck. This is just... I thought it was going to be that kaleidoscope crap for the most part. I didn't realize we were going to get... It was just going to evolve, into like tweening and shit. It's neat.
Trippy.
Yeah, it's good.
Are you ready?
Note to self: less mushrooms for lunch.
True.
Oh,
Are those knives, by the way? I see, like they look like knives
that are like
floating
kind of-
around.
Yeah, it looks like they're all curved into a fuck, what's it called? Like curved into a like a spiral looking thing.
Machetes? Oh, wait, no.
No, it looks like just knives but they're like, distorted, just like everything else, really.
At the beginning of the video, the knives were white. Now they are bloody, I think.
It appears so. It appears that there is some kind of like Camelid said scimitars. I honestly don't know what a scimitar is, but
That's knife-like weapon. Well, not exactly a knife, but like it's a weapon. Let's say
there you
so.
go.
A sword or something.
Are you feeling tired, my dear Dasher? Oh, it seems you are, because you're dead.
That was really intense, but really cool. Just kind of Vice Common. I've never heard of this Vice Common person. The
Artist
utmost
names.
shoutouts to Feather for keeping stems up and making.
Hi, Arch.
Hello, MC Arch. MC Arch. Oh my God, where is the?
NSFW? Are you sure?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
This seems to be. It looks like they've got mostly. Okay. It gets a little intense the further you go down.
I mean, it's that's what it says.
People put fucking NSFW on every fucking thing now, so it like. But okay.
Does it say NSFW as fuck?
I think that's what it says. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
All
Hope
right.
you're doing good too, Arch.
We are doing good, Arch. We are doing very good. Okay, well, that was Koraki. I said Koran. Okay. Koraki Eternak with Cupcakes feather cover. Pretty intense little stuff there. We've got a Madoka submission. Dolorous. Okay. Not safe fwaff. That's what that says. Koron Korak. There you go. All right. So we're checking out this one. It's Diversion, I think is the name of the band, maybe. Or yes, the band is called Diversion. Koroki. There we go. I got it. Okay, so Diversion. Let's check this out from Madoka's submission. Okay. I don't know about those screamed vocals, but hopefully we're just kind of leading into something better. I think that the clean vocals and the guitars and the kind of, the soft drums or whatever, I think it's working out okay until the screams came in. That was really the only time, or that's the first thing that really just went left for me. So let's see.
There's a growls, I think.
Or something. Okay.
I mean, those, since they sound kind of low, I would consider them like growls, like almost like a variation of something growls, something growls.
Like gutturals or something like lowers. Yeah, I got you. I understand. All right. Does it feel a little bit dry on the low end there? It feels dry to me. It feels like we don't have a whole lot of low end going on. Not even in the drums. It feels like we've shelved it for some reason. So even the bass drum doesn't go down that very low. I want to do scream vocals so bad, then do it. Even if you're bad at it,
This vocalist sounds like the extreme vocals. If he just caught some cold, and he just kind of raspy and out of his voice to perform normal extreme vocals. He's just sick.
Take me to
What is that Les Paul with like 3 pickups?
Let me see. This one here,
Yeah.
that looks like your standard Les Paul Studio.
It has 3 pickups, 3 humbuckers.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh?
Gibson Les Paul
What?
Studio. Yeah, well, hang on.
Huh?
There for a little bit, they were making all of them with 3 humbuckers, but it was a Gibson Les
Just
Paul,
like
and they were
add
extremely
the
expensive.
3 pickups.
There it is, Gibson Les Paul, Black Beauty.
Okay. I'm just a little bit confused because like I don't think I've ever seen those. But, like, okay.
When I was in high school, having 3 sets of pickups like that, or especially 3 humbuckers, was like everything. It was all over the place. Yeah. See, like 2003. For some reason, that was just the trend with guitars when I was in high school, was to put 3 humbuckers on that sumbitch, and apparently they move away from that because, you know, people don't do that shit anymore. But anyway, yeah, your Black Beauty Les Paul Studio is gonna have 3 pickups like that. Weird, but
Got it. Okay. Today I
Alright.
learned.
There you go. So like this part works really well. I think that the drums sound good, and that and everything. It sounds like we've got too much treble and not enough low end. The visuals are cool. I think the video is neat, well put together. I like how we go from different colors. It's, you know, during the choruses and stuff like that, we had more warm colors, and now we're into cooler colors. It's pretty neat stuff. But I mean,
Where are they from? No.
Where are they from?
Yeah.
East Timor.
Oh, it's is that
Timor-Leste.
small country Dennis Mapper was talking about earlier? I think we've listened to someone else from that place,
Okay.
but I forgot the band name.
If you add the granulated low end of heavy metal scraping like literal heavy metal equipment to a vocal, it offers a really intimidating presence. Really? Well, interesting.
I just straight up use like the guitar amplifier and cabinet
Yeah.
on vocals.
Is Timor in around, I think, is that in the
No,
Indonesian
no.
area?
I mean,
guess
in that area,
south.
but like it's not exactly Indonesia.
Yeah, it's in between Indonesia and Australia, in the Banda Sea. I can't imagine being on like an island, you know, like this. That just seems weird to me. That you could walk from one edge of the country to the other, and you know, you'll have ocean on one side and then ocean on the other, and you could like get there in a day. Like, that's wild to me. Because, like, you couldn't do that in the United States. Like, you could not start at the East Coast and drive all the way to the West Coast in
You
one
can drive
day.
really, really fast, though.
No, even if you
In-
drive really
in a-
fast, there's
In
no
a straight
way.
line.
Yeah, even if you drive in a straight line, there's no. When you say drive really fast, you would have to be. You'd have to be doing.
How many thousand miles per hour?
Oh, I don't know about 1,000 miles per hour, but like, you know, your normal car goes like 100 miles an hour, and I'm pretty sure that it would take more than 24 hours to get across the United States.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
It
yeah,
should
that's
be
wild to me.
possible, theoretically.
Well, yeah, if you were to set up a highway that goes in a straight line from like Baltimore, Maryland to Los Angeles, California, or like whatever, and you were to get in a car and drive 300 miles an hour across that bridge, then sure, you might be able to get there in one day.
Nonstop.
Yeah. 300 miles an hour nonstop as well, like without fueling. So, I don't know. Anyway, I like it's a neat song. I think it's got a good composition to it. And I think there's a lot to like about it, but there's just a couple of elements that are missing to me. I mean, if you stand at the east of a river, you are in technical terms on the side of an east coast. I mean, I guess so. Anyway. His screamed vocals don't sound very bad here. The way that they have it layered, it's actually, neat.
They are just like when you have one vocal track in the middle and two and then a double track of backing screaming surrounding the main line. It works much better when he's just like standalone single track extreme vocals. It also works really well during the chorus because like when during the chorus you have the clean vocals in the middle and a double track of backing screams, and it works almost perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It still has like a lot of treble to my taste because like everything sounds so like airy and hissing and a lot of high frequencies, especially on the vocals. And when with all the metal elements, when we like switch between the verses with like bass heavy and all that to choruses are very noisy with high frequencies. It's weirdly mixed. I would say
it is weirdly mixed, and it leaves a lot to be desired. I do like this PRS guitar though. Anyway. And the singing vocals are pretty good. The drummer is pretty good. Okay, I'm misremembering the drive several hours anyway. Yeah. I thought 12 hours to get across Tennessee sounded like a long, long time, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, these guys, like, it's not like they're bad musicians. And I think that the guitar has a really neat tone to it. It's a very low-end tone. It's kind of like a guttural noise for this guitar. And I think it's a neat sound. It's mixed really weird. It's mixed without it. You can hear it, especially whenever they do the impact sound. They add an after effect for like an impact sound, which I'm all about. The problem is that they add that impact sound and it makes the mix sound really full, but then the impact sound fades in the background, and then suddenly you're like, well, it suddenly there's something missing. It's not occupying. Nothing is occupying that space anymore, and that's ugh. Tulsa to West End of Virginia. I'm pretty sure that the last time I drove to the East Coast, it was the East Coast, but I drove to Pennsylvania. And oh my god, I drove to Pennsylvania and it was like 20 hours. Yeah, 17 hours 31 minutes, and that's, if you didn't stop for fuel. But I didn't quite go that far because I didn't go up through Ohio. I went down into Kentucky, West Virginia, and then I went into Washington. But I went up into Pennsylvania and then back down into Baltimore, Maryland. But even then, it was like 20 hours just from this. And that is, Tulsa is basically the halfway point. But, between the coasts. So yeah, if you're driving, it's definitely more than 40 hours. It's going to take you 2 days to drive all the way across the United States, almost no matter what you do. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. Okay, anyway, sorry. Like, this passage sounds really cool to me. I like this. It's good stuff. This lead and the way that the screamed vocals are mixed in here sounds really good to me. But like I said, the lower frequencies are just missing. I wonder if there's more to hear from them, because hang on, because I feel like there's so much potential there to be just like really, really amazing, and there's just a weird mix on it that kind of takes away from that. You went into West Virginia, Braver Than I. It's actually unironically fucking beautiful. Going from Baltimore. It's actually one of the most beautiful drives I've ever seen. When you're going, because you go across Ohio, when you go into this little, what's it called? This little like shit that goes that's between Ohio and Pennsylvania, right there. That's what that West Virginia. And I think you go into West Virginia as you cross Baltimore. It looks like you just kind of go fucking in and out of it, you know, or whatever. But this little part right here, this is an amazingly beautiful drive. Just this little section right here. The mountains are in how you're weaving up and down the mountains like this on your way through. It's absolutely incredible. It's indescribably beautiful driving through there. At BronyCon, I went from Baltimore to Virginia to fly the fuck out. Can confirm it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a really amazing drive. God damn, you went really, really far to drive out. But yeah, even driving through Washington and heading like back toward Richmond or Lynchburg is fucking wonderful. It's a great, great drive. Anyway, but yeah, I'll have to check more of these guys out, because I feel like there's so much potential there to be really, 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 really good. There's just a couple of things that they're doing that don't quite conform to my taste, that I think would really, really set it off. But other than that, it's pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. Anywho, we are doing more Madoka submissions. And I believe he's in chat, and he said that they're all from Timor-Leste, or whatever, however you pronounce that. And this is called Seraph, I think is the name of the band, and the name of the song is That, Nai Perdua, or whatever.
Right, it's on the same channel. It's like a label.
Oh, I see. So Gardus Records, Gardus Records, and then it's gonna be like the East Timor, Slam Worldwide. Seraphim. All right. Anyway, let's check
Not
this one out.
that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically
And skip. Okay.
That's a very interesting double track, I must say.
Okay, cool. I was just I was wondering I was wondering if it was just me, because it sounded like maybe they were out of tune a little bit, like they weren't. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I
Like, they are incredibly wide. That's the first thing. They are incredibly dry. And
Yeah.
then the bass in the middle is just, like boom, 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 the low end booming and nothing else. And the drums sounded okay, but it feels like they are trying to push through, but not quite succeeding.
it felt messy in the accuracy. It felt like we were kind of not all on the same page, and it seemed to.
Time-wise, it felt okay. It's just the way the drums are trying to push through the mix. Well, like partially succeeding, but overall they are kind of in the background and sound a little hazy. The snare
Right.
drum comes through quite clearly, with like that boomy bass. It's just occupying the whole space in the middle, and it's just choking the whole mix. That's the impression I get.
All
I
right.
still need to figure out what's wrong with that double track. It sounds like it's well played. It's interestingly played, because like those riffs are interesting. The guitars, they sound a little out of tune, but maybe that was intentional, because like sometimes you put that like the detuner effect on your guitar track or something like that may add like a chorus, but it's slightly different. I don't know. So maybe it was intentional. Maybe it wasn't. But there's still something wrong, and I can't quite figure out what exactly is wrong with the double track right now.
Yeah.
Let's just keep listening, because I'm curious where it will go next. And
Like, yeah, if it will correct itself, or I wonder if we're just gonna keep on this.
maybe they will just add more elements, like vocals. Maybe they add like a solo guitar or something like that, because so far it sounds awkward. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit awkward.
All right, let's check it out. So we've got some keys that are playing very high notes in the background. The vocals don't sound compressed at all. It sounds like they're very varied in volume. They seem to get louder and quieter, just with breath sounds and things. It just seems like, yeah, it's a mess. This mix is a mess. It sounds like they've got expensive equipment, but they don't really know like how to put it together. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you went out and you spent, your couple $100 on Bias Effects 2 in order to get the good guitar tone, but you don't really know how to throw it together, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. There's just a lot of problems with this.
I get the impression that the guitars are like low tuned. Maybe it's 7, maybe 8th string guitar, and the problem is that with the lower notes, when you just hit the notes a little bit harder on your like neck, when you're just like fretting the notes,
Yeah.
and the note changes its pitch the harder you just press the string against the neck. So
Right.
it gets slightly out of tune. Or maybe it's just like the whole guitar measure, because like you need to take care of the guitar measure in order to all the frets sound as close to the tuner as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably something wrong with the guitar tuning in the first place. Like that's my assumption. Yeah, and still like the bass does not work with guitars at all. It's just booming in the middle, and it's not glued to the guitar double track. They don't work together at all. The guitars are just on their own, and the bass is on their own. So, what?
So they're just kind of, yeah. That's kind of what I was getting at, is that it feels like we've got, well, I guess the bass doesn't have a super good tone to it, but everything else, I think it's got an okay, tone. It sounds good as individual instruments, but I just don't feel like they have put any effort into cohesively making these parts fit together. You know what I mean?
I also have a feeling that it might be a common trend. Well, maybe not a trend, but like a common thing in like vocal processing and the bands from that area. Maybe it has something to do with like language, or maybe like the vocal range or something like that. But it feels like all the vocal tracks from that area are like very airy and treble rich. I don't know. It's like they feel very breathy, and they have a lot of high end and some like nasty hissing frequencies. They are not treated really well in that frequency range, in my opinion. So it's like the second track in a row, and I feel like the vocals have the same problem as the previous track.
Noticed a mandolin that the notes go sharp when fretting the notes. I detune open down slightly to pull the sharp notes down a bit, even out of the error. Or to even out the error. Yeah. I've done kind of something similar to that whenever I have had problems with intonating a guitar. Then I'll just slightly detune it so that, if I'm playing up higher on a guitar, then I'll need, a certain string to fall within a certain note or whatever. Then I'll just slightly detune it to make it work. So it's, it's all in tune up here, but then, when I slide back down, I'll have to retune the guitar because it won't work.
If you set up your guitar measure correctly, you won't need to do that, because everything will be in tune no matter where you play. Like, that's the whole purpose. Like, those tiny adjustments in the bridge you have, like, to adjust the length of this, like the working length of the string, which is called the measure. At least it's called the measure here. So if you adjust it just right to make the open string sound of the same pitch, and you play a string on the 12th fret, it should produce the same exact note, like just one octave higher.
Right.
So that's how you
adjust
the measure.
I'm totally aware of that. I just don't have either the patience nor I'm just lazy. So I've never learned how to, nor have I taken the effort to even learn anything about like intonating a guitar so that, you'll get the exact same notes all the way through the entire length of the guitar. I go up to the 12th fret. No, it's usually like the 9th fret. Go up to the 9th fret, and then you're pretty much done unless you retune the guitar to go from 9th to like the 17th fret. And it sucks, but I don't like solo at all or whatever, because I'm dog shit at the guitar,
If I recall correctly, the mandolin has like the adjustable bridge, like not exactly the same way as it is on the guitar, but like, mandolin has a floating bridge, so like you need to move it back and forth as a whole piece. So it's a little bit harder to adjust. It's still possible, but like it's a bit trickier. From my experience, like when I recorded the mandolin, I had to play around with it as well.
A mandolin, God, I haven't touched one in forever, but a mandolin is basically just a pretentious ukulele.
It's also like 8-string uke, basically.
Right,
like
yeah, but isn't each string just like a double? Isn't it like a 12-string guitar?
It is. to make like them sound louder. And you play them with a pick, usually.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because
All
like, whatever. It's more classical sound than uke. Uke is just casual.
Right. I like the uke better. All right, let's. We're a third of the way through this. Let's see if we can finish the song. Right. I think it sounds so good. Like the composition, at least. I just think that the vocals. He's a good vocalist, and I think it's got a good sound design, or like that they were going for. I just feel like there's elements of this mix. It's just like the last one, where I like this song and I think it sounds good, but it's just weird. And maybe, I think you're right. I think it might be just the artistic choices that are common to that region, because it sounds similar, or maybe just this channel, I guess, but it's neat. I like the way it sounds.
Sounds hazy and fuzzy. Like the whole mix is just like not polished. Everything is just drowning, and like the low frequencies, the guitars are playing like against each other. Like there are the rhythm guitars, there are like solo guitars, there are like subtle piano notes, like high notes or something like that, and like high frequency vocals. Everything works together as in, like a wall of noise, but like a controlled wall of noise, if you can control a wall of noise in like in general. It gives
like
very...
bombs. It's like a controlled demolition. Bombs are crazy and everything like that. But there's a way that you can design. You can design you can design an explosion, more or less. And I think that like a wall of sound, with a very specific design is sort of like that. Where you're taking some guesses, but you're more or less out of control. And yeah, so I think I know what you're saying.
It also has like that underground feel, or maybe like not the underground, but like indie pop music.
Right, not
just like
right,
like recorded in a garage, like very fuzzy, slightly distorted, lacks this and that, but it's like still cohesive in what it is. It's like atmospheric.
It's background cultural effects on musical parameters, and I think maybe that's what I'm hearing here, is that you're also correct, Soul Strings, where you say that it's kind of like an indie feeling. What I like about indie music, that is, independent musics versus like commercial releases and stuff like that, is that commercial releases tend to follow trends very tightly. So all music, it's kind of like on Slam Worldwide, all Slam Worldwide releases are basically the same song over and over again. They have almost the same mix in every single one of their songs, because they're all following a very rigid algorithm, or almost an algorithmic formula for if this then that, and that's whatever. And when you get into what's it called, more independent music, you get a lot more variance in production, and it just that makes it more fun for me. Indie music equals music from India, correct?
That's supposed to be Indian music.
Indian music. Ponytown ? Yeah, I've just got it setting up over here.
Ponytown ! Exclamation point.
Me and Gargot are hanging out in the Ponytown. Anyway. I was trying to figure out why the drums sounded so dry and dead, and I think it's because the cymbals are so quiet compared to the rest of the drums. I wonder if that is like a compression issue. Like if you were to compress the drums a little bit more and bring up the cymbals, I wonder if that would cause them to overpower the rest of the mix or something. I don't know. It would be interesting to experiment with. It would be interesting to turn some knobs and flip some switches on whoever's DAW is running this. But I think that the drums are coming off a little dry because of the cymbals. Go ahead.
Something tells me that they toned down the whole cymbals to leave some space for the vocals, because the vocals are very trebly and they all have the pretty much they are those like hissing and piercing. That's just piercing in my ears, you know. The like hissing and piercing, breathy high frequencies on vocals are occupying the same, like pretty much the same frequency range that the drum cymbals. So I think they toned down the cymbals in order to vocals to shine through the mix.
Okay.
That's my assumption. Yeah.
I think that would make sense. That maybe
Just,
if because a lot of that
they did not bother to compress them, like so like when the vocals are like saying something, the cymbals just go down. When the vocals are quiet, the cymbals go up. So they did not bother with that, and they just toned down the cymbals like completely throughout the whole mix. Maybe.
My passion is people. It always has
I fucking
been.
did that.
That compassion, that's what we share. We
I hit
want
a
to see
button
people.
on my keyboard and it fucking deleted where I was at.
Died.
We were at 240. But I think that the sound design on here, if I want to keep on here, then put us on mobile. Go get you a sandwich. Bring me a sandwich, damn it. Like, shit.
Me too.
There you go. All right. So, yeah, I think the sound design of the chorus is good. It sounds good. The vocals sound good. I enjoy it. It's really, really interesting. I feel like I'm on a journey here. Okay.
It's like
Go ahead.
indie pop gent.
Yeah. Which is interesting, you know. It just those are three words that I didn't think would really fit together, you know. And it's
Because like
neat.
they have those like very like sharply chopped guitars when they just do 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 or something like that. They're just
Yeah.
like literally just chopped them, like muted for like split second to make those like semi breakdowns or whatever that was, like the gent chopping.
Yeah.
What I would you can call it.
Ingent.
Ingent.
I love it. All right.
The detonation on the last note on the guitars, dude. Dudes, please, guys, like work on that thing, because like be extremely careful with low tuned guitars. If you play the low tuned guitars like very like low tuning, like drop Q or whatever, like pay attention at the lowest string detonation, because like the detonation is when you just like hit the string and it takes a second, like the pitch goes up and then it goes down to normal. So like the thicker the string is, the higher the amplitude will be and the higher risk of like detonation. So like choose the right string gauge and like work on that stuff. That's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to go like for the very last note. It's not supposed to be like that. Understand? Like you had a lot of problems with the guitar tuning in this song. Even the solo sounded a little bit out of tune. Like it sounded good. It sounded in key. It sounded interesting, but it was like ever slightly out of tune, as well as the rest of the guitars, like the rhythm double track, all the like solo guitars. It worked well in the mix, but like as a standalone guitar tracks, like polish the separate elements and they will work together in the mix. Like if you take care of separate elements, then it will be so much easier to put them together later, so they could just work together and it will be a more like cohesive mix. It will sound more complete and whole. It will just feel different if you pay a little bit more attention to individual elements of your mix before mixing everything else. So
it's interesting. It's just interesting to me that I don't know. There was so many things that just didn't really work all that well, but overall, it sounded okay.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a neat composition, and I liked the way it sounded, or not the way it sounded, but I liked a lot of those elements, and I liked the way it was written. But there are certain things like this double-tracked guitar from the beginning just is weird, and it doesn't sound like they go together. It sounds like two different. I don't know. It wasn't. Yeah. The mix is weird, but I am open to hearing more from Seraph or whatever this is.
Gen gaze. Well, gen gaze might be a thing, but I wouldn't call it exactly like shoegaze. I get the shoegaze vibes from this one, but it's not exactly there. Like it's almost there, but not quite. It's a little bit too, like way too intense for being shoegaze, and the gen does not justify the presence of gent in the shoegaze. Madoka core. That's more like it. Honestly.
This reminds me of. This is the lineup, and I guess they have 3 different vocalists.
Yeah,
what I
like,
think is funny.
like probably just main vocals and like backing vocals.
Yeah. No, there's 1, 2, 3 different names, and then they've got guitars, and then bass,
Johnny,
keyboard. I was about to say this sounds like what's that? There was a game made in Japan where they had to invent fake American sounding names for their
what?
Their game, a baseball game. I'm pretty sure.
No.
And they had to invent American sounding names, and this reminds me of that kind of. Pedro Borges, Edka Andreas, Jose Carlos, Nilton Oliveira, Johnny.
Okay.
That's weird. Anyway. So, let us check out the next one from Madoka. We just, everybody's getting their 3.
My name is...
Okay. So we've got Andri from Pagefire, Dragonwings, featuring Craig Cairns. I wish I knew who that was.
Wait. Andri from Pagefire. So, like, it's not a band name, it's a person named Andri from Pagefire, since it's on Pagefire channel. Right?
Okay.
Like, or maybe it's like the name of the project, like Andri. Like there is Pagefire, and then there's Andri from Pagefire, like a solo project. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, because like it's a little bit confusing.
No, I think you're correct. That it'll be Andri from Pagefire. Dragonwings is the name of the song, featuring Craig Cairns, whoever this person is. Okay. The music video. Pagefire. Have we? Okay. Let's check this out. Oh, sweet! It's gonna be some D&D shit or tabletop gaming shit. Okay, check it out. Okay. I'm digging the vibe so far. This right here, I'm digging this vibe. This is good. Taking your instruments out and into the woods with no setup whatsoever. Not looking at it, just hammering away. I love it.
One time in a faraway land, evil forces ruled at hand.
Okay.
That's the most like overbeaten to death like power metal trope when you're just a floating head or like you just use a chroma key, like green screen yourself and like singing like epically singing over the mountains, or I don't know, it's like the most like power metal pretentious trope. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is so fucking funny.
This seems to be pulling out all the stops. Like they're doing every single what is the word? It's not like a trope. It's the
Cliche.
yes, cliche. It's the cliche. All the cliches.
Power metal cliches in one song, but it's also well executed. I mean, if they are doing this like jokingly, it just it works.
Yeah, I gotcha. It sounds good. Stereotype. Yeah, it's like the stereotypical power metal setup with the tabletop gaming, the Viking kind of like the nomadic vibes or themes, the vagabond type of stuff, that kind of shit. Yeah, it's neat. Wizards and dragons and shit, I'm sure, are coming in.
How to like Dennis sent the video from their channel, how to make power metal, and then releases that song. So it's like a work in progress video. Like, how did they make that song, and then they made the actual song, right? I mean, I guess. Okay, whatever. Just
All right, guys.
To overthrow, banish them to the realms below. Adventure awaits all night. Now go forth, brave warriors, and fight. Ready for the greatest journey in the name of the light. A beast that wields a mighty flame and flies through hurricanes. Armored scales of ember and mighty wings of steel. Fly high and free, flying over the sea.
multiplying yourself for the chorus to create a choir of yourself.
I like it. It's neat. I think it's actually well executed. The riffs
This is
sound pretty
funny.
cool.
This is
And
really funny. This is cool.
yeah, it's
Now, see,
good.
they are a comedy group. They use all stereotypes from a genre and make it perfect. So like, they just push it to the limits of stereotypical stuff and make it sound good. I don't know.
No, I get you. Yeah, it's neat. It sounds good. It's funny. I like the visuals. The music video is well put together so far. It's neat. I like it. It's good.
Fly across skies even higher. Through the valley of the kings, rolling high with the winds. Roll the skies on dragon wings. Now we fly. Flashing swords and scorching flames, fearsome monsters to be tamed. Banish evil from its throne. Good deeds can melt a heart of stone. Free the creature from its chains. Grab onto
Yes.
Roar. It says roar.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. I just love this. Roar XD. Oh, that's awesome. It's so good. I've never in my life ever played D&D.
Never.
Never. No, I've never played D&D, not one time.
Same. I never played D&Ds like in my entire life. So like I'm clueless when it comes to that stuff. Like I know some stuff. Like I know like they just roll the dice and do things, and they are just being followed by the game master or something like that. But like, I don't know. At least it says Roar XD and not Roar X3. If you know what I mean.
Right. That is a very crucial distinction there. Oops,
yes, because if you know, you know.
Yes. So like the it's interesting to me because of like the D&D stuff and whatever, because other people, if you put on a really good D&D game, other people will watch the D&D game religiously as if it were like a TV show. And it's interesting to me. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he was the subject of a big giant scandal, which is the only reason why I know of his existence. But he was a part of this like really big giant scandal, and it was really, really funny about how like, I am sociopathic. You don't understand the coldness that runs in my blood. This is why I never play Among Us.
Okay.
Oh my god, it was funny as hell. But anyway, this guy ran a D&D game. He had a dungeon master and all that shit, and he ran a D&D game, and they would put it on like Twitch. So they would just stream this D&D game they were playing, and like tens of thousands of people would tune in every week to watch these guys play D&D. And it's wild. And there was like fan art of their characters, not like them themselves, the people themselves. It was literally the characters and the things that they were doing and like the lore that they were creating all within this one D&D game. It was wild to me. Yeah, that kind of shit's crazy to me. But anyway. I like how this person is armed with a pan. That's awesome. It's like a cast iron pan. That's fucking based as shit. I don't really get spectator D&D, Critical Role voice actors playing games in their characters' chosen voices. They in this game, the D&D game that I was talking about, they would go back to their regular voices when they were talking out of character, but when they were in character, they had like what's it called? Like modulators or whatever. Like they would actually turn on a thing so it would like create a voice for them type of shit. So like somebody was playing some kind of machine like a robot or whatever. So whenever they would talk, it would sound like a robot or whatever. It was a really interesting thing. It was interesting. I never like watched it, but I went and like saw clips and stuff. It was like, what? People watch this? That's kind of cool, to be honest with you. It's kind of neat, but you know, yeah. Anyway. I like how the guitarist looked like he was actually playing the song, but the keyboarder is not even trying. And like, because you don't have nearly enough scale, obviously, to be playing that, what is being played in the song. I do think that harmonized lead right before the solo was really, really good. Like, you know, for being a comedy song, because it's obviously it's supposed to be comedy. I get the feeling that the point is to be as stereotypically like heavy metal, or use all of the power metal cliches, and stuff like that. So it's supposed to be a comedy thing, but they like really went all out and actually made a song that sounds pretty fucking cool. So you got to appreciate high effort stuff like that. I love it. I also like how, you know, we're fighting a dragon out here. We've got this drone footage
in the middle of nowhere.
I like how it's in the middle of nowhere, but you can see what is, I don't know what this is, but maybe that might be like a bathroom or something for the crew, maybe. What is, I don't know, this face just struck me. Like, I'm questioning my life choices. I'm in a power metal video. Why?
As if he's thinking like hit or miss.
Yeah. Does this work? Is this gonna be all right? I don't know. We'll try it out. We'll see how it's good. All right. Nobody wants a dragon in the neighborhood. I am a yes in my backyard when it comes to dragons, okay? Yes in my backyards. It's a trend. Seemingly parodies seem to outdo the original sometimes, at least by being funny. For sure. For sure. Power metal in 4 words, reach for the sky, sure. That was awesome. That was a really good time. That was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that I'm gonna have to watch more of them. So
check out that power metal lyrics typewriter in the stream text.
Okay. Oh no, I opened my. No, go away. Okay. I like that. That it's a good emote right there. Anyway, you said, oh, the typewriter. The warrior fight and the destined for glory and the power of dragon will. That is so true though. I like it. The power of warrior destined for steel, and it's just whole words. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. That is awesome. It's so true though. Mega Nerd Rock Fest. Oh yeah. Well. That just seems to be the thing. I don't think I've ever been to like what's it called? I don't typically go to like nerdy things like oh fuck. Like if you go to
RPG parties?
No, it's not an RPG part. Well, I guess kind of, but no, it's like a do you guys do Renaissance fairs?
What?
A Renaissance fair?
What?
I'm not gonna say it again.
Rent a zone? Rent?
Renaissance.
So Renaissance.
Yeah, a Renaissance. Yeah, a Renaissance fair.
Renaissance. It's we don't. So yeah, basically like role playing in the wild.
Yeah. So they.
I don't think we call them like that. It's just like role playing, and like like folks are just role playing in the wild, you know.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
We've got shit.
And people are like, they are just laughing at them most of the time because they are pretending to be like Lord of the Rings cast or something like that, and it usually does not end well because like they are making the costumes out of like blankets and use like other things and like pretending to be like very like Lord of the Rings like characters, maybe in the same universe, maybe not, whatever. So
yeah,
folks are just like mocking them.
Camelid, yeah.
But and yet there are like really decent like groups of people who do that like unironically and on a very professional level. If you can say, yeah, LARPing. That's
yes, live action role play. Camelid is from my neck of the woods, so he's been to the castle of Muskogee. Muskogee is a town that's about 45 minutes south of me, and they have like a literal castle that they built, and they do live action role plays at this literal castle, and it brings in like huge amounts of tourism where you can go up there and they'll have a whole, I mean, it's a whole fairgrounds built inside this castle, and you can go and there's like vendors, and they're all in character, and they're doing the LARPy thing and whatever, and it's super fucking stupid and gay and dumb. But my sister did it a lot. My brother did it a lot, and he was
sounds awesome, to be quite honest. Not my thing, but like it is awesome, like
because when I'm saying like it's weird that they call it LARP, because there are people who get really really into it, and like knights and shit like that, and these people, if they with a shield and a sword would actually beat the absolute fucking shit out of you. And it's actually crazy how they like learn real techniques, and then they actually like fight each other and actually become good at it. There was this one weeb, now that I'm thinking about it, there was a weeb who was like really into like shonen anime type of stuff, and he was like, I'm gonna become a fucking ninja or some shit like that. And so he went to Japan and actually trained and became like a some kind of whatever they call that crap, and a samurai, right? He became like a legit samurai, like actually trained for like 10 years and became a legit samurai because, he was like really, really into this LARPing stuff. And it was like the coolest fucking thing ever. It's stupid, but it's awesome. It's asinine, but it's like really, really neat.
There are also like historic restorators. Like, correct me if I'm wrong with the term, but like they are working on like restoring the historical battles or something like that. So they are working on the costumes, like all the like the armor, the weaponry, like everything. They are like trying to like. They are replicating that stuff, like not from just like wood and cardboard, but like from actual stuff. They are professional restorators, and sometimes I know we have that stuff around. They are just making it a show. So like everyone gathers around like in a stadium.
You're talking about like a battle reenactment. Right.
On like open air stadium or something like that, maybe just an open air territory, and they are like making it look like an actual battle. So they have like 2 armies, each in different colors, in different armor, with different weapons, and they are
True.
like
Magic Pink Horse in chat, you are correct. We do have Civil War reenactments, and it sounds like you're talking about kind of the same thing, where we do with like in the States we do like Civil War reenactments and stuff like that, where you'll have the Yanks, and then you'll have the Confederates, and then people all get all dressed up and whatever, and then they go out with their little guns, and then they shoot the shit out of each other and beat the crap out of each other and whatever, and they do a Civil War reenactment of like certain battles in like the actual areas that the battles took place in. So it sounds like you're kind of talking about the same thing, but much further back in history.
Because we have much more history than the United States.
True. So and that's cool and stuff.
Newbies.
Noobs, but it's a lot of like that, and it's really cool stuff. Like, what was that movie? I think it was called Role Models, where they had like the LARPers and shit like that, and they went out with like foam swords and whatever, and they I don't know, they made all of those dudes out to be like, terminally online deranged like turbo virgin losers, but they're unironically at like Renaissance fairs and stuff like that, you'd come across people that were like that, but it was like going to a brony convention. Have you ever been to a brony convention?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. So like whenever you go to a brony convention, you'll come across people who are obviously like basement dwellers that survive strictly on like chocolate milk and chicken nuggets, but there's like, for the most part, everybody's got their shit together, and they're not like losers or whatever. Especially these Renaissance fair people, they like really go all out. My brother like had a set of wings commissioned, so he could you pull a thing or whatever, and your wings would like actually expand and whatever and flap. Yeah, and literally on all that, and they were huge, like full scale wings that were like custom made with sparkly shit and whatever, and these wings were like $8,000. Okay, so
makes perfect sense, because like folks that are obsessed with that stuff, they throw a lot of money into that, and it's like it's more than just a hobby. It's it's a decent part of their lives, and this is kind of cool, honestly. Like
weirdo dorks like what the media portrayals of furries and bronies. Wait, hold on, furries. You're this thing right here, the Renaissance Festival or whatever, is a lot like, it reminds me a lot of furries, where you'll have people that are kind of like casual observers, and they'll go and they'll just enjoy themselves and whatever, but some people get into costume like, casually. They'll get like one of those raptor masks is really trendy right now. Everybody's got a raptor mask with some feathers on it or some shit like that. But then there are some people that spend like upwards of like 10 grand on these massive like fursuits and shit like that, and it reminds me of that for sure. Anyway.
It's fun. Let them have fun. It's if it makes them happy, then it's all good.
Well, of course, yeah, and it's neat. It is neat. I've been a couple of times to the Castle of Muskogee. Wasn't my thing. Good food, but for the most part, it was just like meh. Renaissance fairs are proto furries, or no, I think you're right. I think that the Renaissance fairs probably came first. The Slaughtering of Roleplay. You know what? I think that role-playing in real life, doing like LARP stuff, is pretty based, and it's awesome and it's cool. I think that the online stuff is way too cringe. I cannot, I can't pay attention to that stuff. It's way too cringe. For some reason, though, if you get together in real life and it comes off like a play, then it's totally awesome, and I will actually sit around and watch. Some furs attend Ren Fair. Oh yeah. And Ren Fair, I like how Ren Fair is a colloquialism that wouldn't make sense to anyone else. That you'd have to explain that to most people. But yeah, bro, the online RPs creep me out. Yeah, it's so incredibly creepy online when you're reading it in text. But for some reason, translate that to real life, and it suddenly becomes totally okay.
Hey girl, how you doing? Licks the cat, like, and you just imagine, like, literally that the person you're talking to literally just grabs a cat from somewhere and just licks it. And you'd like, imagine just walking down the street and you just meet a stranger and the stranger goes, "Hey, how are you doing?" And the stranger just grabs a cat and licks it. Imagine that.
Yes, the online RP stuff is insane. Sometimes it's weird. Oh my god, this that, like, I wonder if, like, Ponytown and stuff like that has, like, a really, really rich role-playing community or whatever.
It does.
Boomtown, or whatever it's called, or Explosion Town, fucking the Fallout-themed Ponytown, whatever that's called. Nuketown, maybe? I can't remember.
idea.
The cat starts screaming like, oh shit. But yes, I'm sure that it does, and that I don't know if that would be a happy medium between cringe and based. If there would be, like, because obviously in real life stuff is based, but online stuff is cringe. So if you do something like this where there's animations involved in an actual character that you move around and whatever, then that is, not cringe. What the fuck is this idiot doing? But anyway, yeah, that would be cool. That would be Ashes Town. Yes, Magic Pink Horse. Ashes Town.
I'm not playing Ponytown. It's just on Stalin Slaughter, and he's playing Ponytown as far as I'm concerned, because I only see the YouTube screen and I don't see the actual YouTube screen. So, oh yeah.
Magic Pink cringe plus grass equals based. That is true. That is true. If you can be as cringe as you want, if you touch grass occasionally, it automatically makes everything based. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, let's check out this Hulk Cock by Alien Fucker. Really short song. Let's check this one out. Oh my god. Okay, it sounds like an Alien Fucker song so far. Oh, I almost forgot about the like on the. Oh, I feel like I haven't heard blast beats in forever, but. Okay, that was actually really cool. You don't I just don't expect, like, grindcore songs to actually have any semblance of order or whatever, or like melody, and so adding electronic elements to this genre is just so goofy to me, especially when it works like this. And that was actually a really cool little break. So I'm gonna try that one again. That was cool, and I liked the sound of that snare drum. That high ring that's good stuff. That was neat.
Grindcore snare.
It is. It's just kind of all around your classic porno grind sound. It's one of the better ones for sure. So, short song, short review. We got Alien Fucker Hulk Cock.
We're gonna check very long. So.
Oh, Evocator, Piety, and Contrition. All right. Oh,
when
wow.
I say long, it is very long. Just skip the ads. So, like, let me explain.
11
Let me
minutes and 35 seconds. Hey, the last time you submitted a song that was like 10 minutes long, it was phenomenal. It was absolutely wonderful from start to finish.
This is different. This is completely different because it's... Well, you know, I am... Well, it's no secret that I am kind of obsessed with one dude's music.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of his projects. And so apparently he, after he abandoned his last project in 2015, he resurrected this particular project from 2007, I think, and released an EP last year. And he's working on a new album with this particular project. And how did I know that it is his project? It's because he keeps using the same riffs and melodies, and like his music style and musical decisions that he uses, like it's like a signature. It's you just can't mistake it for anyone else. It's like precisely it's like self quotation or whatever. So like this particular song has some elements from his other project called Organic Transcendence. Let me explain in 11 minutes. Yes, true. I am explaining for 11 minutes straight. So, like, instead of just listening to the song, I will explain the song in 11 minutes, all right?
There you go.
Okay. But seriously. And so, his previous projects were, like, melodic death metal, like, brutal death metal, I would say, then technical death, then atmospheric black metal, some pagan metal or something like that. This is probably like blackened death doom or something like that. So
it's gonna be like down tempo.
Yeah, very down tempo, but it has like a wide range of different parts and riffs that they are combined in kind of unusual way. But like he does that with some certain like harmonies and the way the chords change each other, like the chord progressions and stuff. It takes some time to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's very enjoyable, I would say.
Okay, so I'm excited. Let's check it out.
I'm pretty sure it's not like your type of thing, but like I just wanted to submit it because like this is the music I live for. This dude makes like made the best music in existence for me. It's like I'm very biased on that, but like my taste just like narrowed down to his music being the best music in existence for me. So like
this is a super sweet what's it called? A super sweet album, or not album. I don't know if this is the album cover or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's the topic. So yeah, it's
So this is a really sweet album cover, where it's just kind of like it's got kind of that the brown out vibes or whatever, very dreary, using these earthy tones and stuff like that. But it's also kind of silhouetted against the clouds.
It's called Chronicles of Pestilence. And as far as the Bandcamp description goes, it's an EP, like three tracks, like 10 minutes long, like 3 tracks about the Black Plague or something like that, and like in the Middle Ages. So it's about the pestilence and the plague and all that.
Yeah,
I didn't find the lyrics yet, if there are lyrics, but like, yes, I am simping really hard for this dude. Like, I'm dead fucking serious. I'm not even joking. The dude is just, he is still like anonymous, or at least he tries to stay anonymous. Like obviously we already figure out his name, like, and talk to his mutuals on Facebook and all that, but like
what happened in the playlist when you talked about other topics like COVID and anti-maskers and stuff like that? It's all public right now. I haven't made it private again. I've got that It's all public. Just go to my videos tab and you can find all of that stuff. I don't think that I haven't made like a political playlist. And I don't think I will. If I start doing any like political content again, I'll put it on my other channel. This is going to be mostly just for music and stuff. But anyway, let us check out this. I think it's called Evocator.
Evocator. I think it's pronounced Evocator.
Okay. So let's check it out.
Not sure.
Oh my god. It's playing Arch. Why? Alright. Oh my god. Play button. Do what I want you to do. There we go. I appreciate that, MC. Arch. Yeah, excavator. So yes, it's very atmospheric, very dark. It is down tempo, and the vocals are distant, distant in the background, drenched in a lot of reverb and a little bit of delays to make it sound, distant, almost like a cry of pain from, far away, something like that. It's really neat. This is not sampled drums. It sounds like real drums because he seems to be speeding up and slowing down, but everything else follows along pretty well. So it's not like speeding up and slowing down like it's inaccurate and bad. It seems to be following along really, really well, and it's maintaining this atmospheric presence and everything like that. What I think is interesting is that, like, one of the main differences between our tastes, between me and Soul Strings, that is that you seem to like, because there's only so many ways that you can express pain, I think, through music or whatever, and the expression of that is either through kind of like a down-tempo, depressive state, or very, not upbeat, that's not the word I'm looking for, but very aggressive and angry, like more, there's either the, like, cruel acceptance of the circumstances, or it's like a vengeful aggression type of...
Active and passive.
Right. It's more or less like that. And that seems to be, especially this kind of underlines your taste. If you said that this is like the magnum opus, or not magnum opus, but like this is, the top tier example of like your tastes embodied, then yeah, I think that this really kind of underlines that difference, that there is the passive, the depressive acceptance, and then the aggressive vengeance in a way to express pain or just anger in general, I guess. But it's really interesting. So, and I really like these drums. These drums sound really, really good, and real.
He used sample drums in the past, but I think for the new album, he already uses like a live drummer, because he posted on Facebook like a video of someone recording drums for his new album, like a sneak peek or something like that. So I assume he also used the real drums on this particular EP.
Right. Being mad in Europe, doom metal. Being mad in America, deathcore. And then that's kind of,
not quite there.
No, you don't agree? I think so. It seems to be.
It's not doom metal. Is not about being mad. It's about being sad.
Yeah. So it's not. I guess that the negativity, like if you were to say negative emotions in Europe are doom, and then the like negative type of emotions in America and express themselves in like deathcore.
It still depends. Because like when you like, it depends on where do those negative emotions go. Like if you have negative emotions towards yourself, like to self-reflect, to just drown yourself in your own like misery and depression and whatnot. That's like doom and black and all that. And when you push the negative emotions and the aggression and hatred and all that to the other world, like other people, the environment, etc., it's like probably like death metal or something like that. But also like borderline black metal, just like no clear distinctions on where the self-hatred ends and the whole what's the word when you hate everybody, what's the
misanthropy,
nihilism probably.
So nihilism is when you just don't give a fuck about anything at all. Misanthropy is when you absolutely have a disdain for humanity in general.
There's no clear distinction on where the self-hatred starts and where the misanthropy starts. So it's kind of blurred throughout the metal genres.
Yeah. I think that the only metal genre that I don't really enjoy, that I don't get down with, is the ones that are upbeat, like party style, where it's like, fucking because my girlfriend listens to this band from Texas that's like that, where it's like, it's very metalcore, screamy type of stuff, but all the lyrics about, we're going to go out and we're going to drink and it's going to be party time and we're going to have it's just the dumbest fucking thing.
Is it even metal?
Yes, it is metal. The song that she likes so much is called Everything's Bigger in Texas. Song metal, and it is Upon a Burning Body. And Upon a Burning Body has like a good song. The name of the song is Texas Blood Money. Now Sumerian Records is huge here, so they're most definitely copyrighted. But the Texas Blood Money is. It's not. It's well. Here, hang on.
Link it in the chat. We will just listen to it after the stream. Because I'm clueless right now.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas. Loaded double barrel, blow you to pieces. Put 'em up, shotgun, heavy drinking, booze all day. But it's not. He's not saying heavy drinking, booze all day is like I'm sad and I'm self-medicating for whatever. It's just
drink all your problems away.
Yeah, it's not drinking your problems away. It is I'm partying. All the cowboys from hell drink for free. Now my phrase, it's just the stupidest fucking thing.
Folk metal.
Texan metal.
Lyrics just sound like folk metal to me, but like American folk metal.
He says, what is it? Is it, by the way, normal that some of my comments don't show up on screen? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but if you use certain words or phrases, then YouTube automatically deletes your comment, and it's really
I can still read the chat, though. Like
Yeah.
I see all. I think hopefully all of your messages in the chat.
Hopefully, yeah. Okay, but yes. So this, what is it? Now my friends lay me down to sleep. A fifth of whiskey down by my feet. Should I die before I wake? Tell everyone that I drank it straight. Like this self-absorbed, self-aggrandizing type of metal. Like this is just, it's so fucking stupid.
Leave a link in the stream text. I will just check it out later because like, just copy the link and
Gotcha.
we'll see what that is later after the stream.
Yeah, this one is dumb. Attila. There's a band called Attila that does that a lot too. Those fucking those are dumb and gay. But anyway, let's go back about 5 seconds and check and keep going. The bass drum is so boomy, yet it's also tight. Like the initial sound is really tight, and then it's got that boom to it. It's so
Long
good.
decay.
Yes, and I think it sounds really good. The bass drum is amazing, and then these vocals are very interesting. He's mostly relying on, well, he's doing gutturals and stuff. He's got a lot of variants there, but he's relying heavily on like mids and shrieks. But then there's this, whatever he's doing here, this, or whatever, he sounds like a super mutant. It's really interesting. It's really interesting and complicated. There's not really a whole lot to dislike about it, pretty much. guitars also sound very quad tracked, like they're huge. The tone is enormous, and then but at the same time, the bass guitar is you can hear the bass guitar pretty clearly. It's buried in there as it should be, but it's still clear enough that you can focus on it and hear it. And then the cymbals are almost overpowering everything, but it's nicely. It sounds like if it were aggressive, like if it was a lot more aggressive in the composition, that it would overpower everything. But the way that this down tempo kind of like depressive feeling that the atmosphere that it's trying to convey kind of comes off as being, a nice little overlay, and so everything is shelved really well like that. This mix is really interesting. Composition is interesting. It's really fucking good. It's pretty good.
Now it's gonna be a riff from Life Revoked by Organic Transcendence.
All right.
Yeah, man.
He's like at the center of the composition between the guitars being oppressed by them. That's the feeling I get. It's something like that. It feels, I don't know. I really enjoy when you can gain something. If you can gain an interpretation from the music, from the mix itself, not an effect that's being put on there or whatever. It's not like the lyrics that you're getting the feeling from. It's literally the atmosphere being provided by the exact way that the vocals or the guitars or whatever are mixed themselves. And it feels like, Piety and Contrition or whatever, the Pestilence and everything. I feel like it lends itself to the atmosphere of where the voice sounds like it's far away. Like the music is obviously providing the atmosphere, and then the vocals are delivered almost, far away, as if to like kind of provide the emotion of like helplessness or something like that, or oppression, as you would say, as you did say, that is. Okay. It's really cool, to be honest, even if I'm mistaken on the interpretation. Might need to check out the lyrics later. Well, I don't know, even if you don't know the lyrics, I don't think that there's like a mistake on the interpretation. I think that like that's kind of the inherent nature of like art, is that it tends to be interpreted however it's, what is it they call that, the eye of the beholder or whatever, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's all about how you interpret it and how that emotion is gotten out of you by the partaking of art. that was weird. I thought that was going to continue, but that like that there was like an overlay on the guitars that gave it a completely different tone, and it was neat. But then it went away. But so yeah, it was cool. But anyway. This right here, I don't know if there's like an organ playing, or if we have a pedal effect playing on a new guitar or whatever, or if there's like a lead that's buried that's kind of providing this sound. But it's difficult to identify, but it's cool as fuck. Another thing that I think is really interesting about the composition of the song as we progress, it gets more intense, but it somehow maintains the same emotion. It doesn't seem to get like more aggressive. And that's really difficult to do, is to make a composition that is more intense, like in the depressive state or whatever, to make it more intense but not more aggressive, and that's really, really interesting.
Yeah, and then there's just 1 minute of ambience because like that's the way he connected those 3 tracks together through some like half minute or just full minutes of ambient noises and sounds.
That's pretty cool.
That's basically how it ends. I would say
That's one way to do it, though.
Like, from what I remember, he never really did like do metal stuff in the past, and so it feels like he is kind of experimenting with this particular direction this time. Because like I feel that he took a lot of like music decisions from his 2011 album that was like purely atmospheric black metal, where he just looped a few riffs, like very monotonous, like barely changing throughout the song, and make that song like last like 12 minutes or something like that. And this is what he applied here as well, from what I hear at least. And then he added the aspect of like death metal riffing and the elements from Organic Transcendence, and he just put it together. So like he keeps experimenting with metal genres, and he's trying himself in this type of metal and that type of metal. So like I'm just glad he did not stop making music. It's like getting a whole EP of Organic Transcendence last year, because like he said, oh, by the way, like 10 years ago I made 3 more songs, but I did not post them, and now I just recorded them and decided to like make the project active for 1 day to post this EP on YouTube, and then just and then just vanish again. And that's how I found out about this particular project. He started also probably last year, like when he started working on new material for this project. Like because like I was clueless. I did not know about the existence of this project, because like apparently he had so many with like demos from 2007, 2008 or 9, whatever. Like he never talks about them. He's like anonymous. Or whatever. Like he tries to be anonymous at least. And like I was pretty sure that after that album release, like 2-hour-long album of 8 tracks, because like some tracks were just 20 minutes long, that was crazy. In 2015, that was his magnum opus, like his last work of art. And then he just like vanished off the face of the earth. But no, he's still alive. That's also like good news, because like COVID and stuff, because like damn. And he keeps making music. This stuff just makes me happy. Like I'm not quite fond of this particular EP, because like it has his energy, it has his like music signature, music decisions, chord progressions, his like atmosphere and style and all that. But like I know he's capable of doing like great things, and I'm just glad that the musician I am so honestly obsessed with, like at least I'm obsessed with his music. Like I'm just glad that he's alive. That's like very good, and I'm expecting so much more music from him, because like damn, that news just made me so happy to hear that he is alive and he keeps making music. He did not quit music. He like damn. It's like finding out that the man who made your perfect music that underlines your whole life and whole existence, that he did not quit music and he keeps making music. Whatever that is, I will just follow that. I will just follow, like, if he decides to make, I don't know, punk hardcore, whatever, I will follow that. If he decides to make like indie British pop, I will follow that. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. I'm just glad that the dude is alright and he keeps making music. That's all I wanted to say.
I understand. I got you. It was really cool. I do like how you can get these 3 songs or no, wait. This is just the track.
Yeah.
Or can you
3
get
tracks.
Oh, so you can get the full 3-track EP or album, I guess, for just 33 secs. 33 secs. I don't know how much a sec is.
Not a lot, but like that's $3.65.
Oh, $3? Really? Wow.
3.5.
Sex. Yes.
That's
33
the
sex.
Swedish crowns.
Okay. Swedish krones. All right. Hang on one second. I'm going to go make sure that my boy is still alive, and I will be right back. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah. He did not post any lyrics. He rarely posts like any lyrics whatsoever to his projects. Partially, well, with Bloodbound, I remember that he said like, "Oh, I took lyrics from an ancient book of spells or something like that, but I forgot what it was." And like, damn, there's no lyric source anymore.
Resume
Stuff
normal,
like that.
whatever. What the fuck? Yeah. He's got some weird rash or whatever, so I've just, normally I'll just like put out some food and water and, like a cat. Belt noises in the background. No.
Slaughtered. Target posted like an empty room, like slaughtered.
Oh, and stream text.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. So he's got some weird rash, so I gotta go check on him, because normally he's like a cat. I can just put out food and water and he'll watch his YouTube videos and whatever, and he'll just let me know when he gets hungry or if he's got a problem, whatever. But he's on a bunch of fucking drugs right now, so he's not quite in his right mind, so I gotta go check on him every once in a while. And so but he's a phone now, so I can text him, so I don't have to actually like go down there. Anyway, we are not getting through very many songs.
Long song, long review. I mean, like,
True.
I think it's okay for the first stream of the year.
Yeah. Well, also, I like it better. We'll sit here and talk shit about the what's it called, the Ren fairs and the LARPers and shit like that. We can pick out a J-Dog Gone song and a Gargod song.
Let's do Arch one. I see you got it open and
Yeah.
he's still in the chat, so let's
Yeah.
do this.
Oh my god, it's a long one too.
Well,
no.
we'll have something to talk about then, I guess.
So, Yugmigu.
You got me, I got us.
Yeah. The You Got Me, I Got Us. I'm supposed to do a, I don't know if you call it a vocal part. I'm supposed to be the Storm King in one of his, because he did an album where it would have parts in it that weren't songs. It was just like a radio show type of thing, and he had voice actors and stuff like that. I don't know if it would be called intermission. I don't know what to call it exactly, but it was cool. It was narrative driven pieces. So if you followed the album from start to finish, it was like a whole thing where Arch and his little army or whatever was trying to like rescue like Fluttershy from the Storm King or something like that. It's been a while since I listened to it. But yeah, from start to finish, it went through the whole narrative thing. Audio drama, that is what I'm getting at, is that it is essentially, the album is an audio drama, and it's got musical breaks where the music actually like ties into the rest of the audio drama or whatever, or like it's themed around what's happening during the narrative.
Play? Like theater play?
It
radio,
really is
radio play. I don't know.
It does.
I think it's usually called that way.
Yeah, it is like a theater thing, like a play with songs and everything, It was really, really interesting. It was something that I hadn't really heard anybody, especially from the Brony fandom, really try before. And he did it really, really well. The sound design was fucking amazing.
I think Koron does that with his first album. Like, he is currently releasing it like track by track with these like intermissions or something like that in between the tracks. And like, I've heard albums like that before when you have like, let's say 12 tracks, like 12 like normal tracks, like songs, and then you have like 12 or like 14 like intermissions that are like in between the songs that represents like the situation that describe what is happening like between the songs, or just drive the plot, or like move the story forward, and as how it just progresses. So yeah, I know this type of albums, and those are very remarkable and rememberable, because it just ties together the musical aspect and the storytelling aspect of it, and when it's executed the right way, it's just brilliant. So
Okay.
let's check this one out.
Let's check it. And honestly, what I love most about the story is that the villains got a point, even if they're evil as fuck. I got you. Yeah, we'll check it out. Okay, so finish what I could not, featuring FlitterKriz, Namii, and Koron Korak. I wish to dedicate this track to all those who lost someone. I mourn for you and with you. I hope this track can help with empowering you and helping deal with the loss. Keep holding on into what you feel, and you'll always have them. I hope this track will help vocalize, or can help vocalize, the will to overcome the pain and deep heartbreak. This track is dedicated to you. As a real feeler dedicates this song to his Fluttershy and Guardian. As Real Feeler dedicates this song to his Fluttershy and Guardian, as to the next full that is coming, for they will finish what I could not. I believe, if I remember correctly, Real Feeler was the protagonist is the name of the protagonist from the first album. The first You Got Me, I Got Us, if I remember correctly.
I will not be given in. With fury I begin. Every second I reckon for the win. I will not be scared of the low surrendering. Even with no choice, the destiny I claim. I have heard it all, see my people fall. I am guilty too, I have led them on. Desperation changes everything you form a boss, but that can change to a cause. Even if I'm forced in conflict, that's my job. Saving the dream for my loved ones, but I'm stuck. I've been close to power, but I'm staying tough. I refuse to lower just to pick it up. We will stick together where your soul may be. Separated from the earth, but you will see. In the veil of Luna, Valhalla, or heaven, I will cry to you in dreams you wish to happen. Reach me with your presence. You with my brother and friends, and not alone. I see your...
That's really cool. Do you hear the bass? The bass vocal part? That's pretty neat. So he's got the mid-tones that are dominating, and then he's got a really, really high end that can be heard very clearly, but he's also got a bass vocal track that's underlining everything. It's really fucking cool.
I did not notice that yet. I'm more focused that I am more focused on how overcompressed the whole thing is.
I did notice that in the verse that we were getting very loud breath sounds.
No. The breath sounds are like quite okay to me. Like it adds some like naturality to the vocal performance or something like that. I don't usually cut out those parts if those aren't like very nasty, because like some folks do that on purpose, and it works well. I'm talking about like how everything is compressed and the vocals are just on top of everything, and it's compressed the same way Burning Griffin compresses his tracks. I feel like it's brick walled, and the vocals are just reaching that threshold or the breaking point where it starts to like hitting the ceiling of the mix. I don't know.
Where stuff hides behind it rather than the vocals becoming. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I was more or less pointing out.
An issue. Yeah.
in the verses, if you listen to the vocals, it would be one thing if it was like, whatever. I will not begin with fury. I begin, and whatever. And you have the breath sound, and it's fine to keep it in. But it was like, I will not begin with fury. I begin, and then every time I reckon for the wind, I will not be scared, let alone surrender. Like the breath sounds were. That's a problem whenever you overcompress vocals. You know this, but for the audience, if you overcompress your vocals, your breath sounds will become extremely fucking loud compared to the actual delivered lines.
Well, I did not sound that irritating, personally.
Oh, it didn't. Okay, it didn't stand out to you. It really stood out to me. But anyway, let's continue with the chorus here.
Shine on brightly with your passion, together with its Valkyries, sing for his souls. You own him.
Now the one, oh my God, it would be perfect. It's really good, but it would be perfect if everything wasn't running down one channel. I don't think that there's any double tracked vocals here. It doesn't sound double tracked. Like the bass.
Maybe it was double tracked. I feel like it's just very, very narrow. Not entirely sure if it's just running down the center, but it's just very, very narrow. And for the choir part like that one, it should be a little bit wider. Not by a lot, since it's just one voice to one arch doing several voices. Sidechain vocals. What?
Oh, yeah.
This is wild. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure that sidechaining vocals is a good idea.
I've never sidechained vocals before.
I've never tried that. It might work, but you need to be very, very careful with how you sidechain vocals, because okay, I just never did that. So maybe
I have sidechained a lead before, or maybe a solo or something, but for the most part, I keep everything on the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, it's just arch singing all the parts, I think. So it makes sense that you don't want to spread them really, really wide, because it's already convincing that he does several parts, and it builds cool, very cool chords and harmonies and all that. So it makes sense if you pen them relatively narrow, but here it's probably a little bit too narrow in my taste. Because if you pan the choir incredibly wide, there's a risk that it will just put everything else in the background. The instrumental will just duck, and the vocals will be on top of everything, and the instrument will get a little bit inaudible. And I feel like the vocals are still kind of overpowering, because I feel they are start to crumble or glitch or something like that, because he's compressing and sidechaining the vocals, and to the point where there are some subtle artifacts on the vocals, barely audible, but still. It might be just the Discord transmission, because I'm listening to the streams through Discord, so maybe the quality is a little bit lower than that because of Discord. But
no, I'm
still,
hearing what you're saying though. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. So what you're saying makes sense to me. So I'm not sure.
Perhaps the vocal mixing could use a little work here and there. But so far this sounds beautiful, honestly, because from the verse, that declamation verse that sounded almost like folk or Viking vibes, just without the folk drums or war drums or pagan drums. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
we had
it will
that a
come
little
later.
bit in the introduction.
Who knows?
But...
Because I don't know what to expect next, because we're only barely a quarter into the track, and it's, it already has very interesting elements combined together. And I like the harmonies and the chords you sang in the chorus. And yes, I did notice the bass voice, I guess. The bass voice line. though I think it's a little bit drowned. Just like when you mix the bass voice, there is a risk that you just cut too much of low frequencies, and that makes it that leaves you with only like the overtones and the high frequencies and the reflections of the low voice without the actual body of the voice. Because like sometimes at times I can hear the bass voice here if I focus on it, but then I just, oh, where did it go? I can't hear it. And then it just comes back, and I'm like, So like at times it's clear and distinguishable, at times it isn't. So far, like the main issue I'm having with this track is like the vocal mixing.
Okay. Yeah. We are on the same page. But yeah, so let's keep going.
Won't go and fade away. I just wish I could have been enough for you to stay. And the massive weight of shame will forever have its place. But I'm clinging on to what you want to chase. And all of people's hope and vision I embrace. You will see that I will be what I will miss. And no other child will ever live through this. I will rest till it's over. The dream will strengthen the soul. I just wish you could have lived it, and there is nothing that consoles. But when I see my angel smile and hurt for raising our child, I know that we will be happy and live the future that we chose. Not giving into it mentally, remain against the rebelliously. Take the fight to the nightmares. I couldn't save myself already. Only the way with his hammer projecting all of my anger to being the brother I needed to find the will of my enemies.
It took a weird turn here in this second minute or so, where we had some very quickly delivered, very aggressive deliveries here. It was weird. It was an interesting contrast, at the very least. It's not like it was like terrible or anything. It was a contrast that I wasn't quite ready for. It worked out really well up until the first break, and then we went into the second bar, and it was like, whoa, you know, and it kind of went off the rails there for a little bit. And now we're into this stuff here. Dutch, maybe? Hello, J Doggone. What's up?
Looks like Dutch. I thought it's like Swedish, but I think it's Dutch, because like Arch is Dutch.
Seems a bit heavy on reverb. The clean vocals, the singing is most definitely super heavy on reverb, especially that like pre-delay or something like that. It's Norwegian. Norwegian.
Okay. Yeah, like I noticed a few letters that are not present in Swedish, but I think they exist in Dutch language, like that crossed O letter that is pronounced as I think.
Yeah, because Dutch isn't really a real language.
Very funny.
I've seen some of these translations.
Fucking in the kitchen, yes.
Nuken in de kuken.
Actually, it's not pronounced that way.
Neuken in de keuken.
I mean,
Nuken in de kuken.
that's a real language.
I know, it's just funny.
You're just embarrassing yourself.
Neuken in de keuken.
It's just funny, because I'm sure it's just okay. Anyway,
I mean, Norwegian actually makes sense since he uses like a lot of runes and stuffs here.
Yeah.
Because like in the imagery, I can't begin to like translate the runes and like like all of the meanings because like I'm not good at reading runes, but like I recognize some of that stuff, and like putting this all together, I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work.
Right.
Like whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, we're into chanting part again.
Yes. Well, it's the kind of like that. Yeah. Okay.
Shine on brightly with your passion, together with its Valkyries, sing for the souls. You own him on your own. To your love, follow love, fight for the souls. Holding is with us. Even with all that I'm feeling inside, I know you're out there on the other side. I cheer on to every memory shared, and I will continue whether you're no longer there with us. Our love will surpass the limits of life.
This is a really interesting, like, shaker type of sound. I don't really know how to describe it other than like a shaker. It's pretty interesting. I have no idea what the American flag patch, how that fits into everything. That's
No idea either.
that's kind of weird to me. That kind of stands out as like not really fitting in with the rest of the themes here, but that's interesting. That picture represents my brother.
Too many
Okay.
too many runes and stuffs. It also like really confuses me because like that's a lot of stuff like mashed together and like okay, yeah. I'm not going to like dive into it because like I don't understand much myself, so I just can't complain about it. But like this is kind of overwhelming.
Because I don't know anything about any of this at all, but in the composition of like the video,
like vaguely, like some of that stuff, like not really into it. I wish I could be into it, but like still no.
right? It feels like the video is doing a lot. In the comments of that video, it's better explained.
In the comments.
The picture of the American flag, cross, butterfly button, and USB stick represent my brother. It shows the promise I made to him, the determination to fight for his dream, to keep believing in the kindness that embraced and defend his legacy. I will finish what he started. Okay. There's lots and lots of runes and symbols and stuff like that, and it's interesting. Why is Ponytown planning in the background? Ha! He misspoke. He misspoke. But no, just because I don't know why. I just decided to put it on the screen for no reason. But there's Gargot in there, Anyway. The sound is very epic feeling, but I don't know. The clarity is kind of lost in certain moments when the instruments and vocals sort of interfere. I don't know if it's intentional or not. And I think that's what Soul Strings was driving at when we were saying that it's kind of like over compressed. That instead of carving out, oh god, I'm knocking over my lights, but instead of carving out a frequency range for your vocals to occupy so it can be very, very clear, it sounds like we've compressed the whole mix together and then turned up the vocals very loud, which is why whenever the vocals come in, the instrumental hides behind the vocals, but that also kind of makes it muddy.
Imagine going into supermarket shopping, like doing groceries. You have a shopping cart, you stuff it with vegetables, milk, steak, I don't know, some Clorox, like dish drops, gloves, like t-shirts, anything like you buy at the supermarket when you like go big on shopping. So like, and your cart is full, like almost up to the top. It's just filled with random stuff like food and like not food and whatever. And imagine that being your mix. Like the shopping cart is your mix. It's filled with the instrumental, like all the different instruments, the pads, the piano, the percussion, the drums, whatever, like everything. It's what you have in that shopping cart. And then you have the vocals. The vocals is a gigantic, a ginormous rubber duck, and you want to fit it into an already full shopping cart. So you're just pushing and pushing and pushing that rubber duck into that shopping cart until everything you bought, all the things in the shopping cart are just smashed. But the rubber duck is in the shopping cart now. Yeah. Everything is just smashed to smithereens. It's just like deformed and barely resembles what you originally bought in the shopping cart. But the rubber duck is there.
Yeah.
Least, right?
Right. It's a lot like that. I've never heard it analogized that way, but I like it.
That was a stupid analogy.
It really is like trying to stuff too much into one thing, or whatever, or like falling into like a grain silo.
I do buy vegetables. I do like broccoli. Believe it or not, broccoli works incredible when you like not like fry broccoli, but when you cook it in salted water for like 10 minutes, it works perfectly. It goes perfectly with buckwheat. It works perfectly with rice, especially with mayo and like other sauces. So like broccoli is perfect. And I also buy vegetables to make like I buy tomatoes, onion, and garlic to make pasta. Like actual Italian pasta. Like I got a recipe from Arabesque, and it's like perfect, magnificent, very yummy. And I'm hungry.
Broccoli is the shit. If you lightly saute that, bing bong. But if you lightly saute some broccoli or whatever, kind of like let the water get into it, whatever, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. That's it. Just on broccoli, you just maybe boil it a little bit in a pan, and then you put some salt and pepper on it. Yeah, broccoli is really good. Who buys I buy lots of vegetables. Now that I think about it, the best thing to dip hummus in, or to dip in hummus, is carrots. Just take yourself a carrot. I don't even peel them. I just wash them and then just eat them. I don't even peel them. I know lots of people that peel them for some reason.
I need to take a note on that one.
What?
Dipping carrots in hummus. Okay.
It's so good. It's way better than chips or like pretzels or whatever people
Doritos.
Normally dip in hummus.
Doritos.
Doritos? Okay, Doritos are good.
Fuck that.
Doritos are not bad. Like to dip in hummus, yeah, it's not bad. But like carrots are really where it's at. It's so good, especially the little baby bastards. I was kidding. I like veggies too. Yeah, it sounds like something that somebody would say after they got blown the fuck out on the superiority of vegetables. It's Camelid, the backtracker, walking back on that one. No, I'm kidding.
I just recalled that MC Arch owes me a sandwich.
Oh, that is true.
Years ago, when I was like incredibly hungry, and he just kept posting like food pictures when he was like studying as a cook. I think he was studying as a cook, like learning how to cook and getting license or whatever. He just kept posting. I was just like constantly hungry, because like I was like back in Belarus, like always hungry, and he just kept posting like food pictures. And like one time he said like, next time I see you, I will just make you some like the best food you've ever tasted. And I'm like, okay. So like, and then I think I've met him at Galcon, but like there was no kitchen, so he couldn't make me a sandwich. But like maybe one day. Maybe one day. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. We'll meet again one day, I promise.
Oh, he says celery is good with hummus. I've never tried that before. You guys don't have Aldi's, so you wouldn't know what an Aldi's store brand pizza is. Aldi's is good, but especially store brand pizzas.
Okay, from food back to music.
True. What is this?
It's a background picture of, I don't know, Vikings. I think.
Any particular Vikings, or did we just yank a picture from
Shutterstock?
From Shutterstock or something like that? Interesting.
Possibly.
Yeah,
it's just
probably.
like it is meant to represent something. It's not like using any particular picture to represent something particular, but like give the idea and give the overall vibe from like, you know, as a slideshow of like everything. Oh, so it's from the show Vikings.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know there was one, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I like that shaker, man. That shaker gives me it's a really neat vibe. I've never heard a sound like that before, and I wonder if it's a what the fuck is it? Shit. I wonder if it's like a VST or something. It sounded like monkeys or something right there. Was that in? I wonder. Great song, MC Arch, but you forgot the blast beats SMH my head.
I still read SMHs somehow, so and it makes sense. Like somehow my head.
Oh yeah. Yes, because I find that all you European people, you will. I've never seen an American do this, but I've noticed that the European folks seem to they have a short form of something, like something.
Yeah.
SMTH.
You don't do that?
No. That's not something
really.
That's not something anyone in my neck of the
What?
woods does.
What?
The first,
For real?
Yes, the first like 100 times I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" But then eventually, I figured it out. Like somebody used it in context, and I figured it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like? Wait, so you don't use it in America?
No, it's you write it out every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
If I started sending this SMTH thing to people, in Americans, that is, nobody would know what the fuck I was talking about. Nobody would know what that meant.
Jeez. I was like 100% sure it was like the same thing as like, you know, LOL or ROFL or I don't know, AFK or other like slang short things used on Twitter when Twitter had like even less characters to use. So yeah, so you had to shorten everything, and that's just one of those things that you just shorten it. So like something, and then SMH, and somehow. That's that just makes perfect sense to me. But like, I am just shocked that you just that you said that you don't use that, and I'm like,
yeah,
how? Because we use it in like we are not quite native to English language, so we use it because we think that everyone who uses English language uses those short things. That's why we use them. And turns out you don't use them. What the fuck?
It's true. It is true. Because I've only seen... This is the funny part, is I've only seen non-native English speakers use that shortened form. So like the first person I saw use it all the time, he spoke German as his first language. And I've never seen it anywhere else. Like it's really strange. See, look, Camelid in chat. He's from my neck of the woods. He says I assumed it was an acronym, and it's not. Yeah, it's just short for something, and that's what people are when they say that. That's what they mean. It's just short for something, which is weird.
Okay. Today I learned.
Yeah. So let's see here. We're at the first ending, I think. Let's keep going.
It's out here, I think.
Oh yeah.
My life is proven true, that all your sweet dreams won't end no more soon.
Pause here, please, for a second.
Gotcha.
So this is the part where you have your shopping cart, and you have a tiny box of spaghetti on the bottom. Like all the like pads and piano chords, like 1 chord in 2 bars or something like that. So like the card is pretty much like sparse and empty. So the rubber duck fits perfectly. It's not ruining anything that is in the shopping cart. So yes, a tiny box of spaghetti and a huge rubber duck. They fit together really well, and they feel that. Wait, what? No.
Are you playing my music is autistic?
No. I mean, was that
No, spaghetti, like Spurg or like whatever, like Asperger's, some shit like that, I think.
No, I mean like the macaroni, you know. That's,
yeah,
that's
I don't think. I think he's talking.
Is?
I think he's
like,
talking to Magic Pink
food?
Horse. Magic, yeah, or Magic Bing Bong. Pink Horse said spaghetti, and spaghetti is like is, you know. Anyway, there's a whole lore behind that.
I've
that
never
phrase.
heard of that euphemism or whatever that is. Okay, whatever. I clearly did not
Capone.
mean whatever. Like I just meant I just meant a box of spaghetti, as in like food, you know, like. But like that's not the point. The point is that 2 things in 1 card, they fit together because they are occupying the exact amount of space the shopping cart can provide. They are not like the rubber duck is not pressing against the box of spaghetti, so it's not ruining your food, and the box of spaghetti cannot hurt. Actually, it cannot hurt the giant rubber duck because it's small. It's a small box. So like they work together, and you just go to the cashier and pay for your goods, and you're good to go. So yes, in this particular part, where the instrumental is very simplistic, you don't have too many elements, the vocals fit perfectly. They are not like they don't sound over compressed. They don't sound limited. They don't sound like they are hitting the ceiling There's nothing. And the vocals are also not pressing too hard on the instrumental, so the instrumental is not hiding under the vocals. They just work together. This is the right place where it just works. It just works, you know. So
Yeah,
like
so the
in
mix in this part
comparison,
is very appropriate. Yeah.
in comparison to previous parts where the rubber duck did not fit into a full card of, you know, things.
Right. And because you've got your frequency range is something like, is really something like that. Well, not 20. It would be like 22 or something like that. And so you got this frequency range here, and you only can really work within this space. There is not really a way to do anything else. And so if your instrumental is like huge and occupies all of this, and your vocals are super, super compressed, and so they try to occupy this space, but you have your vocals turned up really loud, then it will cancel out all of this, and it'll hide. Every time you have vocals come in, it will cover all of this, and it will hide everything within that frequency range, and then you'll end up with just these midtones will end up super muddy and unable to be like heard clearly. And that is no good. That's no good. So you want each instrument to occupy, where that's actually doesn't work that way. It's more like this, where you want like your bass, well, not your bass, it's kind of your lower midtones, but like you want your instruments to kind of mix together like this, where you'll have your, you know, your instrumental will be here and your vocals are like here, and then you'll have some pads and stuff, your auxiliary instruments like your shakers and shit like that occupies the more higher frequencies or something like that, and then you'll have your bass that will occupy the lower frequencies here. And so you won't end up with like, you won't end up with ridges like this. You'll end up with, you know, a solid line that kind of goes along the whole frequency range like this, but you'll end up with sort of an even wave, and each instrument will have a frequency range that it dominates. So that's how you trying to get shit to be the most clear. Now that's in my personal experience of how I mix stuff and whatever. I'm not formally educated on any of this shit. I literally just booted up Ableton one day and started screwing with it. And this is as far as I understand with no formal education, because I am a moron. And if you compress things, then compression basically creates this this phenomenon where you'll take this band and you'll compress it down, so your quiet sounds and your loud sounds are more evened out. And so if you have your vocals very, very over compressed and your quiet sounds and your loud sounds are the same, and then it just kind of creates a more muddy environment. Hello, Burning Griffin. Hey, me too. I'm also self-taught. Yes, there's upsides and downsides to that, but yes. Anyway, so we're listening to the outro. We've still got a minute and a half. Let's go. Magic in the air. 8 air. Fucking bing bong. I need a fucking, what's it called, a soundboard, so I can be like, bing, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing. Anyway. Promise to my brother, warm and soft like a love all around you. I think you've just explained one of my biggest misunderstandings. It depends on the tools that you're using, because if you're using Audacity or something like that to record, there is basically nothing you can do. You cannot shelve instruments. It's really not possible. And in fact, it's still impossible if you're using like Ableton by itself. The what's it called? The EQs that are available through Ableton are dog shit. They just suck so much ass. I have found that what is the name of it? It's like an $80 DAW that a lot of people use.
Reaper.
Reaper. Yeah. Yes, I use.
It's free. It's free, but it's like you can buy it, but you can also use it for free, and it will be still as functional as the purchased version.
Oh wow, well that's good to know. Because I use Ableton to record, and because it's got lots of really great tools, but for some reason it's got zero good EQs. But the Reaper EQ is like one of the most amazing EQs ever. It's like super amazing. It's actually almost as good as Fruity Loops, because Fruity Loops actually has a really solid EQ as well. But yeah, I use Ableton with Reaper plugins. But anyway. I'm sorry. Hush now, quiet now, my sleepy head. Midge and shat! Okay. Voice Mod Freemium has 5 free buttons for a soundboard you can bind to your keyboard. I bind it to my number pad. I am definitely going to check that out.
Do you see when the voice became louder in certain parts in there? In the ending, like in the outro, it started like a little, like it started overpowering it a little bit. It's like the duck inside the shopping cart, like suddenly started inflating for a second.
It's
So yeah, but overall it was still kind of solid, and it was kind of lengthy. It is a huge experience. Without like diving into the story and reading the lyrics, it would be like a little bit hard to understand and hard to dive into it, like with no proper introduction to the project and the whole story. But it was very well composed and like arranged, because like the parts that keep changing each other, structurally it was very solid. Harmonically and musically, the chord progressions were pretty good. The harmonizing vocals in the chorus and other places, I think, those were really like well executed. Like no dissonances, or very soft voice. I'm honestly like really glad that you stood by that decision, that you will keep trying to like work on your singing, like clean singing, not only like doing the MC and like rapping skills, but you are really improving your vocal skills, like singing skills. And it really feels here, because like not only you have like a very solid voice, but you can control it in a really good way. And when you need to like sing very softly, as like you did here in the choir parts, it worked really well, because like when you record the choir parts, it's very important to keep yourself very contained and keep yourself very soft, because you always should keep in mind that when you record an choir part, that like you have to keep in mind that you will record more voice lines later. Like sometimes it just feels that like you don't put enough power into one voice line, that it will be very, very quiet, and the choir will just feel like empty and weak. But in fact, if you like multiply several melodic lines in one choir, like softly sung, softly spoken lines, they will just multiply, and the choir will sound soft and contained and controlled, and it will give a very, very great impression of like very soft choir. And you nailed that in the choruses like really well, 100%. So yeah, that was a great part. The overall vibe of like the Viking pagan theme, I'm not quite sure about it. It worked well here, but I would probably add more percussion, like the low drums or something like that. Maybe a shaman drum,
Like a timpani,
Shaman?
war drums, that kind of thing. Yeah, shaman drums.
Yeah, but like I don't want to overdo it, because like there's already enough instruments to occupy the whole space, because like since he's doing like choir and other types of vocals here, it's already a lot. So it might probably need some like underlining, like the low drum, maybe some tambourine, like very, very subtle, because like when someone is doing like epic orchestral stuff, they go wild on like timpani and all the cymbals, and like you know those orchestral like huge cymbals, when you just hold one cymbal in one hand and the second cymbal in second hand, and you just like clash them like orchestral stuff, you know, like you don't need to go like incredibly huge with all that. Even that shaker that was underlining the whole thing at times, it felt like it was kind of enough for the most part. Like personally, I would like to hear slightly more drums in general, like drums and percussion here, like ever so slightly, like only like
Yes.
the low drum, maybe some tambourine, like occasionally, like to show that there is something changing in the arrangement of the drums, and how they are how the drum parts are written and arranged, and how they are working within the structure of the song. Because like when you have the verse, you barely have the shaker, then the shaker goes quiet, and then there are only like pads and vocals, and then the shaker comes back. So like changing, like adding more variety to the drum parts would be very appreciated here, because like I felt that it lacked some kick, it lacked some low end, it lacked some solid bass that could be filled with the low drum, or something that sounds like a low drum. So yeah, and
I'm sorry, I'm trying to
is-
find the verse.
what is also very interesting and cool is that it sounds like a Viking pagan epic lullaby combined with rap, like hip hop, like rapping and bringing those like hip hop vibes onto a pagan Viking atmospheric lullaby. That was like a combination I did not expect to hear tonight. So that was like very unique. I clearly haven't like never heard of that. Never heard of anyone doing that. Like rapping upon a Viking vibe track. That's unique. That's unique.
It is, yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. So yeah, I like that. I liked this track.
It was good. It was
Very
pretty good. Let me see. I'm going to revisit this verse really quick, the second
To
verse.
what you want to chase, and all the people's open vision I embrace. You will see that I will be what I omit. The no other child will ever live through this. I will rest in the soul, for the dream will strengthen the soul. I just wish you could have lived, and there is nothing.
So on this part in particular was when we were making notes about the drums, these more aggressively delivered like rapping parts right here would have done, it would have what is it, the drums would have really
Or
really
underlying.
fixed. Yeah, not fixed, because there's nothing wrong with it. It is that it feels a little weird. Like this is the only part that contrasts so much from the rest of the composition, where it's like I don't know about this one, and it's just specifically this passage right here. These aggressively delivered, fast-paced vocals is just, it doesn't work, I don't think, without drums. in this instance, where the only
Particularly
percussion
a
we
lot
have
of
is
drums.
yeah.
Like,
You don't even have to do
just-
a lot of
just
drums,
let-
even just like timpani war drum to keep the tempo. But right now, all we have is kind of a shaker, and I don't think the shaker does enough in this passage right here. But I think you are right that the shaker is basically enough for the rest of the track, except for this one right here, this passage here. So add war drums, got it. Always, every single, everything.
No. Wait. Add peace drums.
Peace drums.
We don't do war drums here.
Yeah. Make drums, not war, or something. I think I heard
true.
some Viking type rapper trap beat, but this one is much more like a blend of modern orchestral Viking folk and rap. It's a unique blend, actually. It just needs some improvements. Yeah.
Only the mixing issues, and that's it. That's pretty much it.
You Got Me, I Got Us 3 coming in 2022.
I have no complaints about the composition, about the lyrics and all that, like the arrangement and even the instrumentation. It justifies the length of the track. So I don't know. It's worth it. It's worthy. It's like So like, it's just the mixing that needs more attention to details. So that's basically it, I guess.
Yeah. So he said that it was coming in 2022, which is a lie, because it is 2022 right now, and there's no You Got Me, I Got Us. But anyway,
there are like 350 something more days. Let's check the 2011 J.Gun song, because he asked to review his last 3 tracks. We're doing at least one.
Yeah, we'll do one. We've been at this for 3 hours. It's got to be like
10 minutes past midnight here.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Yeah. Blast beats would be cool, but not for this song. True. Blast beats are, contrary to what I would normally say, not always appropriate. Okay? That's my hot take for the day. All right. So we're going to check out this Blank TV, 750,000 subscribers. Let's check.
I was surprised. E-proofs, yeah. I was surprised, but it wasn't copyrighted.
Hang on. Is there a way I can just like set this as like a bookmark?
Hit the star like at the end of the yes. And bookmark bar, yes, done.
Boom. Okay, we got it. All right. E-proofs.
Just don't forget it's there, because like you keep forgetting you have Google Translate, and you just Google Translate.
Gargut says cringe. He does. He probably does feel betrayed. If there was only a way to do the fucking brohoof faster, it'd be like a blast beat. No copyright music. Look at that. All right. So let's check it out. Adept, the Ivory Tower, Panic, and Action. Let's do it. This feels extremely late 2000s, like metalcore.
Yeah.
Very extremely.
Sounds like very like local scene, because like that sounds like a lot of metalcore bands of that era, like that were back in the day in Russia. Let's say so.
Yeah. All right. That was a pretty, it's a pretty delicious little bitty breakdown there. I like that. The riff on there, and the general vibe.
Nostalgia. I'm choking on nostalgia right now.
True. Metalcore starter pack. For real though, like we listened to the...
Crabs.
Crabs. We have the hoodie with the snake bites and the, all that crap. This is like we were listening to the stereotypical yeah. Crab people. But anyway, we were listening to the stereotypical power metal earlier, and it's funny to me that we can go back to this 2011 track here that was probably not uploaded by them. But anyway, we can go back to this, and we can go back to the era of unironic melodic metalcore that would be like this, unironically, that would just do all of the cliches. And
2011 feels a little bit late for that.
Yeah, this is 11 years ago now.
No, I mean like even for melodic metalcore, I think that was like 2005, 2009 at best. Well, 2011 feels a tiny bit late for that, personally. Like,
yes,
it still works, but like whatever.
No, you're correct. There was Number 7 with a Bullet. Number 7 with a Bullet by Bleeding Through. I used to think these guys were so good. See, groove metal rock, yeah, that's 2003. And this was like my introduction to like melodic metalcore. This Is Love, This Is Murderous, that album. And I used to think these guys were like really, really good. I used to think that the drummer was like one of the most amazing drummers that ever existed. But then once you like listen to more of his songs, then you realize that he pretty much plays the exact same beat over and over and over again. So the beats that he does play, he's nailing them perfectly. All of his fills and everything, he's really great. But he's not very versatile. He does that one thing. He's a one-trick pony in that case. What's another one? Atreyu, The Curse. That was another album from that era, 2004. So yeah, these like melodic metalcore, this style of music, they were very late to the party, which you could get away with that. Probably not this soon after the trend died. Like it could be, I could see it like having a resurgence like now. I could see somebody like 10 years later, trying to revitalize it and whatever. But anyway, let's check it out. Let's keep going. Go back, I Want to Be Monkey. Why do I feel like I heard this song before? Because like I said, it sounds like all the rest of the melodic metalcore songs we've ever heard in our entire lives.
We will sing from the top of our voices. We are the sun and the sea.
It's got gang shouts. It's doing all the cliches. It's wonderful.
And the mountain. We are the children who still can't believe. We have faith, we have hope, we have answers. In our heart is where we are free. Don't stand alone in the hands of the shadow. Keep the light within your dreams, shadow flow. Yeah, we'll guide you in the days when you feel lost. So let surroundings shape your mind. I see the evil staring back.
That was pretty fucking cool. But it is, yeah, it's, hang on. I liked that. That was really cool. Oh, really? You think? Hang on. Do you think so?
I knew it. I knew you wanted to do that.
I could probably time that really well.
Yes, it's
Put it on like 0.75 speed or something.
Hang on, we got to go back to this breakdown. It goes right here.
No,
So
the speed of the video.
okay, normal playback speeds 0.75. We'll go back to
Should
the
be better.
Yeah, it does work better. Yep, that's that crab metal right there. What the crab doing? Yeah, these guys, I bet, how to make a metalcore song in 3 minutes 16 seconds. They look like, just judging from the video, they look like they put on a hell of a show. Like, I wonder if they're still doing anything, but like, they give me the impression that they would put on a really fucking good show. Why would I Google Adept band? And yeah, I guess they're still playing. It's Swedish metalcore. Look at that. I'm actually super surprised that they're not American. Because this sounds like extremely American.
This sounds Russian, to be quite honest, because like Russian metalcore scene was pretty much like that.
Oh, really? Oh, look, they come from
similar,
2004.
Similar to that, honestly.
They come from the exact era of metalcore and post-hardcore that we were talking about earlier, like the Atreyu and stuff like that.
As I Lay Dying.
Yeah. As I Lay Dying, I think, was earlier than that.
2003 with their debut album, I think. Maybe earlier than that, I don't know.
As I Lay Dying is a
2001.
1930s Southern Gothic novel. There you go.
Oh. So it's not a band.
So it's that. As I Lay Dying. 2000. So they were ahead of their time.
Yeah, but they were not playing the exact same thing they started playing in like mid-zeros.
Mm-hmm.
Because like their first album from was it 2003 or whatever.
Tim Lambesis, he came back?
Yeah, he got out of the jail and he came back and they released an album afterwards.
That's weird. I thought he was done for good.
No, they he did get a sentence like in jail for, I know. Did he kill his wife or
no? I don't think he killed her. Did he?
Or was he just like
no, that's right. He
killed.
No, he hired a hitman to kill her.
Oh.
But then
yeah.
Yeah. And as far as I understand, he was on gear and was like, you know, trying to get fucking swole and was on gear, and it fucked with his head. That's what happens. That's one of the dangers of being on gear, boys. You want to be totally natty.
He got into jail, but he did not get a death sentence, so he came back.
No, he didn't. He didn't actually kill anybody. Like his hitman. Yeah, the hitman didn't kill anybody either. He just hired someone to do it, and then I guess it got caught.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
still a crime.
He only got 6 years. 6 years for that. That's crazy. That you can hire a hitman, and 6 years is the only price that you'll pay. I guess if they don't actually kill anybody, then that's crazy. So yeah, he got out. So he would have got out this year. No, he probably got out early.
Nope, earlier.
Years active. He went to prison in 2014, and it looks like he got back out in 2017, according to their little chart here. That's crazy.
got released for good behavior, I guess.
I guess so. So it looks like the only original members are Tim Lambesis and Jordan Mancino. Interesting. Anyway, we're listening to Adept, the Ivory Tower. Panic in Action. So, and yeah, Swedish death metal, metalcore. I'm actually really surprised. So I guess post-hardcore and like metalcore and stuff like that, the reason why it's so ubiquitous and like why it has so many tropes and cliches is because it appears that they were doing this exact shit all over the entire world. I think it would be kind of like pop music now, because all pop music sounds exactly the same, which is interesting. I like to see that divergence where, you know, like you got slam metal from Texas or like Florida or something like that. Slam metal sounds totally different in the States than it does in other countries. Or like, because if you listen to like South African slam, like that weird band Zavleg or whatever, however you pronounce that fucking shit, I always just call it Zavleg because the band name is like really, really long. XAVLEGBMAOFFFASSSSS. Whatever, ... literally etc. because their band name is so long.
Okay.
That is an incredible album. The album's called Gore from 2016. Dicks Out for Harambe is probably one of the best songs on there, but Gore 2.0 is also really good. Smoke Break. Anyway, it's beside the point. That this Zavleg whatever sounds totally different because it's a completely different region of the planet. It's got all the same elements of like slam metal and whatever, but it's a totally different style. It just sounds totally different than anything you would hear coming from America. But so I'm really impressed by the way this Swedish band sounds just like an American band, and I guess Russians, I guess, were sounding the same as well. Anyway. I love their music video though. Their music video it's interesting because they've got their very aggressive crab shit, and they're crabbing and whatever. They're moshing. They're doing the fucking thing, right? It's all very aggressive and whatever. But then the theme of their music video is stale close-ups at mopey teenagers. It's like, oh, wow.
Emo boys and girls.
Yes. It is like, even during the breakdown, it's just like stale close-ups of mopey teenagers. 3. Oh, shit. That's awesome. Anyway, so that was Adept. Are we moving on to anything else? What are we doing now?
I'm sorry, I'm just half asleep right now.
I understand.
Like I'm incredibly tired.
Yeah, I was the same.
We didn't cover a lot, but like I think we provided Arch with very detailed feedback. It was still like a good start of the year.
And if Variety is still in chat, then I will hit you up with we'll do Varieties next week. Variety wants some help with production and getting better at producing music and stuff like that, and I think we can provide with him a lot of answers and a lot of help. So we'll check that out as well, and so we'll do him next week for sure. But I think we're good here. It's been like 3 hours or so. This was a lot of fun. This is a good way to kick off the year. It felt good to be back into the streaming. After not really taking a week off, we just kind of powered on through it. But it was fun. Anyway, it's a good start to the year.
I haven't heard you since 2021, I guess.
Yes,
it's been a year, dude.
It's been ever since last year. I haven't streamed all year. Yeah.
True.
So anyway, we appreciate y'all. We will see
Christmas.
about.
Happy
Yes.
Christmas, everyone.
Oh yes,
'Cause
it's Christmas in Belarus or Russia or wherever you are right now.
I mean, it was yesterday, technically, like half an hour ago. But like, yeah, Orthodox Christmas. If you are not one of those Catholic stupid scums and you celebrate Christmas like normal people, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Yeah, get dressed and we'll go get you a gaming mic.
It's called Merry Christmas.
I said Happy Christmas. My boy over here, he doesn't know shit. He's over here be like, it's Merry Christmas. I'm gonna have to beat that
I don't
want to
marry anyone.
Anyway, bye.